Event Horizon. Released in 1997 and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson after the hit Mortal Kombat, he was given the run of Hollywood. Scripts were handed to him, but they were all in the same vein as Mortal Kombat, PG-13. He didn't want to do any more PG-13 films at that time. He wanted to make a really scary, hardcore horror film. So he was handed Event Horizon, written by Philip Eisner. It tells the story of the re-emerging of the Event Horizon, a scientific starship with an experimental gravity drive on board. 7 years previous, on his maiden voyage, it disappeared without a trace. Everyone knew about it, but it was all hushed away by the government. The starship has reappeared in the orbit of Neptune. The search and rescue vessel Lewis and Clark has been sent out to investigate, along with the Event Horizon's creator, Dr. Weir, played brilliantly by Sam Neill. Aboard the Lewis and Clark, we meet the rescue team led by Captain Miller, played by Lawrence Fishburne. The crew is filled out with the following: Medical Technician Peters, Comms and Executive Officer Lieutenant Stark, Rescue Technician Cooper, Chief Engineer Justin, Medical Doctor DJ, and the pilot of the Lewis and Clark, Smith. For horror fans, Event Horizon is one of those movies where the Holy Grail version has never been released. At the start of 1997, Anderson had a rough cut of the movie which ran for 130 minutes. He showed this rough cut to the executives at Paramount, who, according to legend, were downright repulsed, and some even fainted during the infamous screening. Anderson was only given 4 weeks to prepare a rough cut for the studio, which is a good 6 weeks shorter than normal. This was due to Paramount wanting a hit in August of 97, before they dropped Titanic in September, which is ironic as that movie was pushed back to December 19th of that year. The director's cut was deemed too brutal and graphic for the movie-going public. The studio forced Anderson to cut the film down to 90 minutes, to which the released version runs at 96 minutes long, so a good 34 minutes was cut out. Anderson has said and gone on record that the first cut of the movie did run way too long, with bad pacing, directing, and also bad acting. He has said that reinstating 10 minutes of character development and some gore would make the movie better overall. The deleted footage included a lot of character development, where we would get the background and the fears that the characters have, as that is what the ship's energy is feeding on. Rescue Technician Cooper's fear is losing someone he cares about, which now makes it more clear to see him upset when Justin nearly kills himself via the airlock. We also see a backstory for DJ and the scar that he has on his body, which stems from childhood operations. We learn that his fear is being dissected alive, to which doesn't go so well, as when Captain Miller finds him, he is hung up and dissected. This would have been the longest scene overall, due to more lingering shots, and according to Jason Isaacs, who played DJ, there was a great shot where the camera pulls back and away from the body's chest area and pans around to the shot we see in the movie. This would have gave us a complete look at what happened to him. The gore was also substantially reduced, due to Paramount saying it was too graphic and extreme for the movie-going public. The major gore scene that was cut drastically is the infamous blood orgy, which the crew watch on the captain's log. In the movie, we see roughly 20 or so seconds of this, but according to Isaac, Anderson, and others, they filmed for 2 weeks. Effects supervisor Dave Bonnewell has described what was filmed and what was cut. This included crew members having screws drilled into their teeth, a crew member having his leg smashed and crawling away leaving bits of bone and flesh behind, and also adult stars were hired, and so were amputees to make the adult acts and dismemberment that more realistic, and there was also a lot more emphasis on cannibalism. In 2006, a special edition DVD was released, which included some but not all of the deleted footage. This was due to the original DVD release, which was a surprise hit for the studio. They saw the huge sale for director's cuts of existing horror movies. They wanted to assemble a director's cut of Event Horizon with Anderson. Some of the saved footage is fantastic, with a very creepy scene of Dr. Weir crawling down a ladder like a spider, just after the cryotanks burst with blood. It also included a longer version of the end sequence, where Weir and Miller fight, to which we would have seen more scenes of the crew being tortured in the hell sequence, more hits on Miller, and also a more detailed look at Weir in the body prosthetic with all the intricate cuts to the body, as in the film all we see is close-up of his eyes. This deleted footage was found in all places a Transylvanian salt mine. They did have more footage, but it was in such bad shape it couldn't be saved. In 2012, at Comic-Con, Anderson did mention that producer Lloyd Levin did find the original cut of the movie on VHS, but nothing has come of this as of yet. He has been asked numerous times at conventions and also press junkets for the Resident Evil movies, asking if he has watched it, to which he says they still haven't got round to it. Will we see a director's cut of Event Horizon in the future? We can only hope.